The nephew nobody saw coming just shocked 116 million people in 24 hours and changed his entire life forever. You know that feeling when you see something so real it gives you chills? That moment happened when the Michael Jackson movie trailer dropped and the internet literally exploded. People couldn't believe their eyes. There was Michael Jackson on screen, doing the moonwalk, hitting every single move perfectly, wearing those iconic outfits, and sounding exactly like the king of pop himself. But here's the twist that nobody expected. This wasn't some computer trick or special effects magic. This was a real person, a 29-year-old guy who shares the same blood as the legend himself. His name is Jafar Jackson, and right now in 2025, his life is nothing like it was just a few years ago. The trailer broke every single record you can imagine, getting viewed 116.2 million times in just 24 hours, beating out Taylor Swift and every other music movie ever made. Think about that for a second. Over 100 million people stopped what they were doing to watch this young man step into the shoes of one of the most famous people who ever lived. And the crazy part? He's not just some random actor they found at an audition. He's family, real family. And his journey to this moment is way more interesting than most people realize. Let's go back to where it all started. Jafar was born on July 25, 1996 in Los Angeles, California. Right from day one, he was surrounded by music royalty. His dad is Jermaine Jackson, one of the original members of the Jackson 5, and his mom Alejandra is from Colombia, giving Jafar this cool mix of African-American and Colombian heritage. But being born into the Jackson family doesn't automatically mean you're going to be a superstar. There were 29 kids in this massive family tree, and most of them didn't become famous. So what made Jafar different? Here's something most people don't know. When Jafar was younger, he didn't even want to be a singer at first. He actually wanted to be a professional golfer. Yeah, you heard that right. The nephew of Michael Jackson was out there hitting golf balls and dreaming about tournaments. But when he turned 12 years old, everything changed and he started singing and dancing. It was like something inside him just woke up. Maybe it was all those family gatherings where everyone was performing. Maybe it was the music constantly playing in the house. Or maybe it was in his blood the whole time, just waiting for the right moment to come out. Growing up, Jafar got to experience things most kids only dream about. He spent time at Neverland Ranch with his uncle Michael, playing hide and seek in that massive property, going on rides, watching movies, and just being a normal kid who happened to have the most famous entertainer in the world as his uncle. But here's the sad part. Michael died in June 2009, and Jafar was only 12 years old, just 1 month away from his 13th birthday. He never got the chance to ask his uncle about music, about performing, about what it takes to make it in this crazy industry. That loss hit him hard, and years later he would say it was one of the toughest moments of his entire life. But Jafar didn't let that stop him. He kept working on his music, studying the greats. He got really into old school soul music, artists like Sam Cooke and Marvin Gaye. He taught himself piano and spent hours practicing, trying to find his own sound while respecting the legacy of his family. In 2019, when he was 23 years old, he finally put out his first single called Got Me Singing. The song now has nearly 9 million views on YouTube, which is pretty incredible for someone who wasn't even famous yet. He also appeared in a reality show called The Jacksons Next Generation and showed up in his Uncle Tito's music video alongside Stevie Wonder. Slowly but surely, he was building his own path. Now let's talk about money, because everyone wants to know how much this guy is worth. Right now in 2025, Jafar's net worth sits at around $500,000. Now I know what you're thinking. That's not millions and millions like you might expect from a Jackson family member. But here's the thing. This is a 29-year-old who's just getting started. Most of his family's wealth came after decades in the business. Jafar has been focusing on building his skills, not chasing quick money. He's done modeling work for huge brands like Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein, and Guess. He's earned money from his music releases and appearances. And now with this massive movie role coming up, that number is about to change in a big way. Some people think he could become one of the richest young actors in Hollywood after this film drops. But before we get to the movie, let's talk about something that keeps Jafar grounded: his love life. While other celebrities are constantly dating different people and breaking up in public, Jafar has been with the same woman for years. Her name is Maddie Simpson, and they've been together since around 2016. Do the math. That's about 8 years with the same person. They went public with their relationship in 2018 at a musical celebration for Quincy Jones, and since then, they've been inseparable. Maddie has been his biggest supporter, especially during all the intense preparation for the Michael Jackson role. She posts about him on social media, talks about how dedicated and focused he is, and you can tell she's genuinely proud of everything he's doing. The couple got engaged in February 2025, which means wedding bells are probably coming soon. In an industry where relationships fall apart every other week, it's actually refreshing to see someone stay loyal and committed to one person. Now here's where the story gets absolutely wild. Back in November 2019, a producer named Graham King got the rights to make an official Michael Jackson movie. This was going to be huge. Michael's story, his music, his controversies, everything on the big screen. They needed to find the perfect person to play him, and they weren't messing around. They spent a full year searching the entire world for the right actor. They auditioned hundreds of people, dancers, singers, actors, everyone who thought they could do it. And then they met Jafar. Director Antoine Fuqua said it wasn't just about looks, it was about spirit and presence. When Jafar walked into the room, something clicked. He had the voice, the moves, the energy, everything. Even better, he had the family connection, which meant he understood Michael on a deeper level than any outsider ever could. In January 2023, they made it official. Jafar Jackson would play his uncle Michael in the biggest music biopic ever made. And the family approved. Catherine Jackson, Michael's own mother and Jafar's grandmother, said that Jafar embodies her son. Coming from her, that statement carried serious weight. If Michael's mother believed in him, then this wasn't just good casting. This was destiny, but getting the role was just the beginning. Jafar had to transform himself completely. He studied every single performance his uncle ever did. He watched concert footage, music videos, interviews, everything. He learned the exact way Michael moved his body, how he used his hands, how he tilted his head, how he spoke in that soft, gentle voice. He practiced the moonwalk over and over until it was perfect. He worked with choreographers and voice coaches for months. The pressure was insane. This wasn't just any role. This was playing one of the most beloved and most criticized figures in entertainment history. One wrong move and people would tear him apart online. Filming started in January 2024 after being delayed because of strikes in Hollywood, and it wasn't an easy production. There were challenges, rewrites, and extra filming sessions. They even did 22 more days of additional photography in June 2025 to make sure everything was absolutely perfect. The movie is being directed by Antoine Fuqua, the same guy who made Training Day, so you know the quality is going to be top level. The script was written by John Logan, who's been nominated for Oscars 3 times. They brought in Coleman Domingo to play Joe Jackson, Nia Long to play Catherine Jackson, and Miles Teller to play Michael's lawyer. This is a star-studded cast with serious talent all around. The movie covers Michael's entire journey from his early days with the Jackson 5 to becoming the biggest entertainer on the planet. It's going to show the music, the performances, the creative process, and also the difficult parts of his life. The producers have said they want to show Michael as a real person, complicated and brilliant, not just a perfect idol or a villain. They're letting audiences make up their own minds. And with a runtime of over 3 hours, there's going to be a lot to take in. Some reports even say they might split it into 2 movies because there's so much material. When that trailer dropped on November 6, 2025, the reaction was absolutely insane. Social media went crazy. People were posting screenshots, sharing clips, making reaction videos. The comments were flooded with people saying they got emotional watching it. Some said they felt like Michael was back. Others said they had chills the whole time. The transformation was so convincing that even photographers on set said they felt like they had traveled back in time. Kevin Mazur, who actually photographed Michael during his real tours, said when he saw Jafar perform it was like watching Michael himself. That's not just hype. That's a professional who worked with the real Michael Jackson saying the resemblance is that accurate. Let's talk about what Jafar looks like in 2025. He stands about 5 feet 9 inches tall, which is actually pretty close to his uncle's height. He's got that lean athletic build that comes from all the dancing and performing. He keeps his look simple and clean, not flashy or over the top. He's active on social media, but not in an annoying way. Actually, it's kind of funny. He has 374,000 followers on Instagram, but only for posts. That tells you something about him. He's not trying to be an influencer or constantly seeking attention. He lets his work speak for itself. People want to know about his cars and his house, but here's the truth. Jafar keeps that stuff private. He's not out here flexing with Lamborghinis and mansions on Instagram like other celebrities. He grew up at the famous Havenhurst estate in Encino, California, the Jackson family compound that's been there since the 1970s. But where he lives now and what cars he drives, that information isn't public. And honestly, that's probably smart. In a world where everyone shares everything, having some privacy is valuable. Plus, with his net worth around $500,000, he's probably being smart with his money instead of blowing it on expensive stuff just to show off. What's really cool about Jafar is how he carries himself. He's humble, he's focused, he's not trying to be Michael Jackson in real life. He knows he's his own person with his own path, but he also respects and honors the legacy he's connected to. He dedicates time to causes that matter, working with organizations that fight human trafficking and world hunger. He understands that being a Jackson comes with responsibility, not just fame and money. And here's something people need to understand. This movie isn't just important for Jafar's career. It's important for Michael's legacy too. There have been so many rumors, accusations, documentaries, and arguments about who Michael really was. This film, made with approval from Michael's estate and supported by his family, has a chance to show a more complete picture. It's not going to ignore the controversies, but it's also not going to reduce Michael to just those dark moments. It's going to show the artist, the perfectionist, the shy person, the performer who changed music forever. The movie is set to hit theaters on April 24th, 2026. That's the date everyone's marking on their calendars right now. When it drops, it's expected to be one of the biggest releases of the year. People who loved Michael will go see it. People who never understood him will go see it. Young people who only know his music from TikTok will go see it. And Jafar Jackson, the 29-year-old nephew who nobody really knew about before 2023, will be at the center of it all. Think about how wild this whole situation is. Just a few years ago, Jafar was making music, modeling for brands, living a relatively normal life for someone in the Jackson family. He wasn't famous. He wasn't on magazine covers. He wasn't trending on Twitter every week. Now he's about to become one of the most talked about actors in Hollywood. His face is going to be on billboards worldwide. His performance is going to be analyzed and discussed by millions of people. Critics will write reviews. Fans will debate whether he did justice to Michael's memory. His entire life is about to change in ways he probably can't even imagine yet. But from everything we've seen so far, Jafar seems ready for it. He's put in the work. He's got the support of his family, his fiancée, and the entire production team behind him. The director said Jafar doesn't just look like Michael. He embodies the spirit in a magical way. That's not something you can fake or learn. That's something real. And when you combine natural talent with years of preparation and genuine love for the person you're portraying, that's when magic happens on screen. What happens after this movie? Nobody knows for sure. Maybe Jafar becomes a huge movie star and starts getting offered other roles. Maybe he goes back to music and drops an album that becomes massive because now everyone knows who he is. Maybe he does both and becomes a multi-threat entertainer just like his uncle was. Or maybe he surprises everyone and does something completely different. The point is, his options are wide open now. This movie is the launching pad for whatever comes next. And let's be real for a second. The pressure on this young man is enormous. Imagine knowing that every move you make, every word you say, every performance you give is going to be compared to one of the greatest entertainers who ever lived. Imagine knowing that your own grandmother, who lost her son, is watching you try to bring his memory back to life on screen. Imagine the weight of representing not just a person, but an entire era of music and culture. Most people would crumble under that kind of pressure. But Jafar seems to be handling it with grace and determination. His story is proof that talent can skip generations, but still show up when the time is right. It's proof that hard work and dedication matter more than just having a famous last name. There are plenty of people born into famous families who do nothing with it. Jafar could have coasted on his family's name, done a few small projects, lived comfortably without pushing himself. But he didn't. He chose the hardest path possible. He chose to step into the spotlight in the most challenging way imaginable. And so far, he's proving he can handle it. The film has a budget of around $150 million, which shows how serious the studio is about making this right. That's a huge investment. They're betting that people around the world want to see Michael's story told properly. and they're betting that Jafar is the one who can deliver it. When the movie finally comes out, we'll all find out if that bet pays off. But based on the reaction to the trailer alone, it's looking like this could be one of the biggest films of 2026. So what's the bottom line here? Jafar Jackson isn't just riding on his family's coattails. He's not just another relative trying to cash in on a famous name. He's a talented performer who's been working on his craft for years. He's got a solid relationship, a good head on his shoulders, and now he's got the opportunity of a lifetime. Whether he becomes a superstar or not, he's already accomplished something incredible. He's bringing his uncle's story to a new generation in a way that feels authentic and real. And in a world full of fake celebrities and manufactured personas, that authenticity is refreshing. Over the next few months leading up to the movie release, we're going to see Jafar everywhere. Magazine covers, interviews, talk shows, red carpets, the whole celebrity circuit. His net worth is probably going to jump significantly once the movie comes out and he starts getting paid for appearances and potential future roles. His social media following will explode. His engagement to Maddie might turn into a big celebrity wedding that people actually care about. Everything is about to level up for this guy. But through it all, the question remains, can he actually pull this off? Can he deliver a performance that honors Michael while also being his own artist? Can he handle the fame that's coming his way without losing himself? Can he navigate the criticism and the praise with equal grace? We're about to find out. And honestly, that's what makes this whole story so compelling. We're watching someone's life transform in real time, and we don't know how it ends yet. What we do know is this: the trailer broke records. The world is paying attention. The Jackson family believes in him. The director believes in him. His grandmother, who knew Michael better than anyone, believes in him. And most importantly, Jafar believes in himself. That confidence combined with talent and opportunity is a powerful combination. It's the same combination that made his uncle a legend. And now it's Jafar's turn to see what he can do with it. So keep your eyes on this name, Jafar Jackson. Remember it, because in 2025, he's not just Michael Jackson's nephew anymore. He's not just Jermaine's son. He's not just another person with a famous last name. He's an actor, a performer, and potentially the next big thing in Hollywood. The moonwalk has been passed down. The legacy continues, and we all get to watch it happen. Subscribe now, because next week we're breaking down the entire cast and revealing shocking behind-the-scenes secrets nobody's talking about.